I just want my footage to look like the movie.
There, my ball brother. It's not so bad.
You think so?
Maybe I can get you some nice log. Yeah. I heard log is great for color grading. I can get you some pine, some oak, maybe some nice mahogany.
I hate you. Guys, I just got an email from Dehancer. They love the Pixel Peep Show and they want us to try out their software.
Will it make our footage Hollywood?
But I would say we give it a shot. Exactly. It's worth a try.
In a field of daisies, Tristan gets the crazies. If your footage looks like fog, you know it's shot in log.
Imagine this forest is log. It's full of detail, contrast, colors, but kind of gray and lifeless. You need to color grade it in order to make it look good.
But Rec 709, or what most people would call normal video,
That's like someone pumped up the contrast and colors for you,
it looks better out of the box.
but you have less flexibility.
Rec 709, it might just look fine. Tristan will show, not all that glitters is gold.
Now, imagine that this banana is Rec 709. It's all good and tasty, and all the fruits and all the vitamins are in here. But if you squish it too hard, it's not worth much. Log, however, you can squeeze as much as you want.
Bananas, bananas, let's go to the beach. Because there's no law, so go to your speech.
So Hollywood movies are shot in log, graded in log, but we don't have log. And neither might you, because it requires more expensive cameras. We're stuck with the bananas. So what do?
You cheat with Dehancer.
Of course, you can use any color grading software.
DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere Pro, or get some LUTs and get creative.
But we have found those work best with log footage.
We have found that Dehancer, while it still works best with log footage, does a really good job with Rec 709 without squishing it like a banana, like some crazed YouTuber in a Hawaii shirt.
No. Thank God for Redney, he knows what to do.
In a moment, Pascal will be walking up some stairs to tell you about how to achieve
The Hollywood look in Dehancer.
without any prior experience.
A Hollywood look isn't just about color, it's about texture, depth, and balance. And Dehancer is one of the tools that we can utilize to get that right.
We use Dehancer in DaVinci Resolve, but the workflow should be largely similar in Dehancer for
Adobe Premiere, Final Cut Pro, or the iOS app.
every project starts like this. In the Editing tab, we select the clip we'd like to color grade. Then we switch over to the Color tab, which looks like this.
Make sure the Effects panel is open. If not,
Click on Effects in the top right. Scroll all the way down, and if you have Dehancer installed, you'll find it at the bottom. Rule of thumb, if you want to do some basic color corrections, you do this in the first node. Then create a serial node with Alt-S, in which you drag and drop Dehancer.
you got it, Redney?
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
That's what I said.
I archei tropine panda kaliteri, hi takste автопрепико просопо.
Pick a film stock, but don't go crazy. Kodak Vision 3 is a good starting point. Some of the other film stocks, they will make it look a little too old-timey.
I'm quite partial to Fuji Eterna. It has a nice warmth to it.
Okay, Eterna it is.
The film profile is enabled by default, but it's always a good idea to double check. Then we push our poll. This emulates how much light the film receives during exposure. Drag the slider until the result looks good to you.
I alithia vrisket esti skia, автоксеrio Pascal.
movies have deep shadows, but never crushed. So, push the contrast and keep the details alive.
Unless you're shooting a horror scene.
Then by all means, crush the blacks to hide the monsters.
Suspense
lives in the shadows. There's several ways to add contrast to Dehancer. In the film developer, you can play around with contrast boost and gamma correction. In the film compressor, white point will affect contrast. And color density affects how colors behave in high contrast. But if you really want to crush the blacks for thick, dark shadows, under expand, increase the black point. Go away, you madman! Don't forget print or color.
Dreamy glow? Yes. Blurry mess? No.
This is bloom.
not Philip Bloom.
A diffuse glow effect around highlights.
A little bit of bloom can soften the skin,
But drag the slider all the way to the right.
and you're in a Mexican soap opera dream sequence.
María, ¿por qué no me dijiste que usabas Rec.79?
Porque el Bloom lo arruinó todo.
No, that doesn't work.
Όχι μιξαπλώνεις και πήγαινε να θλιθείς. Τρελός ανόητος.
A little bit of glow in the highlights will make your video feel more natural. A lot, and it's gonna look like your parents' wedding video on VHS.
Halation presents itself as a red-orange glow around light sources or contrasty things, and it's become quite popular lately. Keep it subtle and go for a 35mm or a 65mm look, and avoid the ones called no remjet.
Redney, if you're done editing this segment, let me know, because I feel kind of silly here.
Ugh, so much for Hollywood spectacle. You need to go up and down the stairs a few times, lose a few kilos.
Hollywood has grain, yes, but keep it fine, keep it light, keep it subtle, don't make it chunky.
Pascal, you're the chunky one.
For the Hollywood look, stay away from 8mm and 60mm film stock emulation profiles. Most Hollywood stuff was shot on 35mm,
with 65mm being reserved for spectacles and epics.
Okay, I gotta admit, this actually looks like a movie.
Well done, man, well done. I knew you could do it.
Yeah, and all it took was a little Dehancer magic.
Yeah, and a lot of fine-tuning.
Yeah, but now that I figured it out, I never won a grade without it. So, what you're saying is this banana didn't have to die in vain?
No. You and your banana. You and your banana.
Make your Rec 709 footage look cinematic as well. You get 10% off the promo code Pixel Peep Show. And if you don't, this banana sacrifice was meaningless.
Χορεύομαι και τραγουδάμε, τον κόσμο με φωτογραφίες φαχνώμε. Ο Πασκάλους και ο Τριστάνος μας δείχνουν όνομα στα κορώνια.